And then I know you guys all played. The Anthem demo, so I'll tee you up into that. Now I saw Moose. I saw your kind of hot take on it. You seem the least whelmed by this.
Well, my opinions changed after I like played a little bit more of it. So like I first got into it and was just like walking around the world. I know it's a beta, but I'm just like, okay. I mean, it looks decent, and then you get in like it's some of the stuff is like confusing, like how you change the look of your mech, how you do this. It's like just make a good UI, like make a good user interface and let us play your game and not have to be like, where is this? Like, where is this? And so I got in with a buddy of mine from the Twitch community, and we were playing, and one of his friends joined us, and we got some missions done. I like the verticality. The more I played it, the more I started to like it, but it's still not enough to take me away from the Division 2. So I still will probably not pick it up, just because I'd rather play the Division 2 because I know that's something I love. And this is only a beta, so it's not showing me any story. The story could completely suck. The gameplay could be completely different when that game actually comes out. But the verticality of the suit is pretty cool, like being able to jump up and fly around for a little bit till you overheat, and then also being able to like hover so you can get like a lay of the land and figure out what your next point of attack is. And then being able to carry different weapons and upgrading your weapons was pretty cool. And then like like Lee said, I had no issue playing the game. Now, Lee, did you play on PC?
Yeah.
Okay, so I played on PS4 for the listeners, and I had no issue. I had no issue getting into the servers. I had no issue with lag playing, like joining games. I had no issues like that. The only time I did have an issue was late in my session. I started rubber banding like crazy. And I had the Colossus Javelin, and I colored it just like the Hulkbuster because I was like, that's exactly what it is. And like I went out to do a mission and was flying around and rubber banding like crazy. I'm just like, this is not fun. So I just like, I told the guy I was with, the dudes I was with, I'm like, I'm done. I'm like, I've seen enough. I'm gonna go play. I think I went and played Far Cry because I was like, I've got to finish this platinum. And so I left the game to do that, and I was going to try and go back on Sunday, but I never ended up going back. So, but that's my take on it. It's cool. I think it's going to be fun. I had fun. The shooting mechanics were good in it. I don't know if either of you guys think that, Corey or Lee, but I thought the shooting was pretty good.
I mean, it felt like Mass Effect 3 is what it felt like. The shooting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's straight up from Mass Effect 3. At least that's what I remember Mass Effect feeling like. So
it was good enough. Like it wasn't overwhelmingly like, oh my gosh, the gunplay is amazing. No, it was good enough to.
It's good enough to get you by while you charge up other abilities so you can combo with your team. Is what they want you to have an assortment of javelins on your team so you can pull off some cool combos with, throwing grenades or rockets or I didn't get to use the Storm or the Interceptor yet, but to combo things with them. And then, the Colossus has this giant shield that you can kind of run through guys with, he has the mini nuke launcher that I unlocked, which was pretty cool. It can take out big enemy, a lot of enemies at once. And, that's what they want you to do. They don't want you to use the guns, even though like the guns are cool. Like Lee said, like the shooting's serviceable. It's just not, it's not the Division or even I would even almost throw it up against Resident Evil 2, the remake. But the shooting is serviceable, and I think that benefits the game because there's no PvP, so they don't really have to balance the shooting for that. But I think it's cool. The verticality in that game is astonishing. That's one thing I do have to say is like that world and the depth of that world kind of makes Destiny feel flat, which at points it's not, but that world is very flat unless you go into a building or whatever. The one thing that kind of surprised me though a little bit was, and I don't know why it surprised me. It shouldn't surprise me, but like when you go into a cavern or something, like it loads into a new area instead of just being fully open, which kind of surprised me a little bit. But I guess if there's a game that big with all these things running behind in the background, like that's going to happen. But it just kind of threw me off that you kind of load into another area.
Yeah.
So, but I liked it. Like I said, my expectations while playing it are kind of changing a little bit. I don't think it's going to be a world where people play the game every day. Like people were grinding in the Division every day, in the Dark Zone and stuff, or Destiny. Yeah. People play Destiny every day, but like, I don't know if this is going to be that game after a month or 2 months or whatever, and people will just jump back in when there's new content to play through, right? So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Plus, they said all their DLC is going to be free, so I don't know how big their DLC drops are going to be either.
Well, if it's not an everyday thing, like, do you think that's a good design choice, or do you think that's just lack of content?
No, I think people are going to try to play through the story and play through the end game and do the strongholds and stuff. But after like a month or so, I see a lot of people dropping off. A, because the Division's coming. Mm-hmm. But B, like, I don't think it's going to be a lack of content. I just think like once you hit a certain point, and I think the lack of competitive stuff really kind of influences that as well, because like once you reach max level or whatever, right, and find like the guns you like using or the abilities you like using, what are you pursuing, So I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see the end game of this. I'm
sorry to interrupt, but I think that's a question to ask after the game is released, because
I know that's what I'm saying.
Because at some point, I could have said, well, what were you pursuing all those hours in Destiny?
Yeah, but Destiny has a competitive
trying to get a Callahorn, trying to get Sleeper Simulant. It could be trying to get this weapon that I don't have.
Yeah, but this game doesn't seem to be based around the weapons like Destiny is.
Right, but I'm just posing.
I know what you're saying. I'm just trying to come at it from like a Destiny is really built around having an attachment to these exotic weapons, and that's what you use to fight people with mostly. Whereas Anthem, the game is designed around the javelins, right? All the javelins have special abilities that you combo with other javelins, and it's less about the guns and more about the abilities that you can use to combo with people, right? And so, like, your stat, I think people are going to start grinding towards, like, how do I get my javelin to fly faster or have more armor or provide better shields for people, like those types of things, instead of, oh, well, I found this really awesome assault rifle. Is there one that has higher stats or whatever? But again, that's how everybody kind of went into Destiny. They didn't know that you're going to be attached to all these weapons in Destiny either. So like I'm trying to balance expectations, but I think they're looking at this more of like a multiplayer Mass Effect than a Destiny killer. You know what I mean? So
right. Now, when you say the demo, was it PvP, PvE?
There's no PvP at all
in the game at all.
No, there's no competitive aspect at all to this game. It's all based on cooperation and combos that you can do with your teammates during missions. So that's why I said like a lack of competitive game types might prevent people from coming back. Because like a lot of people went back to Destiny because of Trials of Osiris, because of Iron Banner, because of these competitive modes that they kept bringing out every month and every weekend. And that's why Destiny 1, I think, had such a long tail for a lot of people. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I drop off of Destiny when I'm finished with content, unless we're like raiding or something. I wasn't chasing weapons or anything. I like to do the raids, and I like to do Iron Banner every month or so, that stuff's fun. But like I started to play other games after that because we stopped raiding every week. We stopped trying to chase weapons and stuff. So I don't know. I think Anthem's fun. I think it's going to be fun, but I see a lot of people dropping off when the Division comes out and whatever the next couple seasons of Destiny are.
I mean, based on what I've heard, and I know we still need to get Lee's like real impression, right?
Yeah.
So, well, based on what you and Moose have said, like it seems they're working more towards playing together in an odd way. Like, I mean, it seems like you're almost trying to design an Overwatch squad.
Like
if all four of us were going to go play Overwatch, we'd probably pick players that A, we were good with, and B, that would fit with the other three.
That'd be awesome. We should do that.
Yeah, right. Let's try this weekend.
Yeah.
But so I feel like maybe there's probably going to be some sort of, I don't want to say run based, like roguelike-ish, but maybe like try and get a better score on this raid. And I'm just throwing stuff out there. Like, I mean, I don't know how possible or plausible this is because I didn't play the demo because I don't play demos. But it seems like maybe they're, instead of trying to do it one-on-one or team deathmatch or whatever, maybe they're trying to say, let's see if we can get crews of people playing together.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like I think there's 4 different difficulties per mission and per stronghold. So like you can keep going and be like, okay, let's try this stronghold on hard because we're gonna get better loot for this, right? And you know, that's where like the Destiny comparisons come in. But I don't know. It depends on what the end game looks like and if they're gonna have raids or some sort of giant kind of goal for players to try to grind towards.
Okay.
Because you're not grinding for armor because all of your javelins are cosmetic based. So you can either buy cosmetics or unlock them in the game for free, right? And a lot of them are going to be unlocked from the get-go. So you're not unlocking armor. I don't know. The progression is just kind of confusing to me. I'm not sure kind of what the goal is, except for to play through this RPG and level up and be stronger and fight enemies. But I mean, that's every RPG. So I don't know what the multiplayer aspect end game is.
I think to answer that question, I hearken back to, Moose might agree with me on this. It goes back to WoW and forming raid teams and getting that world first kill on a 40-man raid or a 25-man raid. Now, in this instance, it's a 4-person co-op raid, so you're not going to have the difficulty of gathering 25 or 40 people. But at the end,
get good, Anthem. Jeez,
that'd be cool though if you could fly in with like 40 javelin suits. And
don't say that's because that was difficult to get 40 people to coordinate with.
You can match make every event in Anthem. So even 40 people, let's go.
40 people and those 40-man raids were not. They were fun, but they weren't at the same time. Let me just throw that out there. But because
it probably takes a good 5 seconds before you find at least 6 people you just can't stand in a 40-man party.
Yeah, exactly. even the 25-man raids.
God, imagine a 40-man raid in this day and age.
It's
because all of a sudden, you're just going to get someone who comes in trolling, going, "Yes, Trump, make America great again." He's like, "All right, someone get him out."
Yeah.
Well, now we have to find a 40th again.
But no, I think in the end, what Anthem might be trying to pursue is establishing, I guess, a niche in the 4-player PvE environment where people are getting together, doing world first, trying to go as fast as possible, trying to kill, a high-end boss as fast as possible. And that's what a lot of the high-end guilds used to do back in the day, with whoever did it the fastest, whoever did it, in right after it was released, whoever was server first. I mean, if you didn't get world first, okay, who's going to get server first? If you didn't get server first, who was going to have
do it faster,
the best guild? Yeah, exactly. Who's going to do it the fastest? Who's going to be able to do it who's going to be able to kill the boss in 15 minutes? Who will be able to do it in 10 minutes? Which goes back to improving your gear, because obviously you're going to need higher end gear, and in Anthem's case, you're going to need to have higher end, javelins in order to accomplish this. So that might be where they're going, what they're going after, that type of player who wants to do that, which I know those exist. I mean, I can honestly say I'm one of them.
Yeah, that's what I mean though, because like I don't know really what the end game of Anthem is, and if there's like a big raid that's like, okay, let's try to grind the gear out so we can do this 4-man raid or whatever, like that's what I want to know. Like what is that? What does that look like?
We'll find out eventually. I mean, we'll find out soon enough. They have to give us a better idea of what
what's after.
Yeah,
they might also be hiding stuff till release.
Yeah.
Like there might be a gear chasing aspect.
Yeah, because
this, or like there might be blueprints out there to make weapons, and then like kind of like Warframe where you got to farm the materials to make the weapon. So you got to get the blueprint, farm the materials. There might be other aspects to like raiding. Like there might be something else that they give you that's pretty cool that you're like, oh yeah, I want to get 3 of my friends together and go over there and like take on that quote unquote instance. You know what I mean?
When's that release date? When's Anthem's release date?
February 22nd, but for EA Access members, it comes out on the 15th. So
same day as every other game.
Yeah, pretty much. That's so funny. Everybody moved to get out of the way of Anthem, and now everything comes out on the 15th, including Anthem.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Days Gone. They moved way out of the way. 2 months away, in fact. That game looks cool, though.
I think, like, as someone who did not play the demo, I'm still watching it.
Yeah.
Whether or not I actually buy it, that's
I mean, I'll be
different question.
I'll be playing it only because I got that Origin premiere.
Oh yeah,
so it's there. I might as well.
Yeah.
So
I'm gauging pretty lukewarm receptions from all 3 of you. Is that about right?
Let me put it this way: like, I enjoyed it. I had fun with what I saw. I'm not saying. I mean, I'm not going to go out and buy it.
Well,
on a different platform.
Lukewarm does not mean you hated it.
Right. It's just it's good, but it's not enough to make me buy it day one. Like if it comes out and they're like, holy shit, the story is amazing, the loot grinding is awesome, raids are cool.
Yeah.
But then again, I have a feeling since it's like sort of an MMO, there's going to be reviews in progress, and then we're going to have to wait like a week or 2 before we actually see a quote unquote final review. Because, and I agree with them, the people that are reviewing the games are going to want to have time with the final release and the actual length of the content of the game to finish it. You know what I mean? And I respect that, and I want that. So I know there's going to be a lot of, here's our review in progress, and then I'm just going to be like, I'm going to keep looking until it says final review, and then I can read that,
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Well, reviews in progress, I feel like a review in progress is kind of a dumb thing, just because it turns into, well, let's try and talk about the entire game without spoiling it.
Yeah.
The one thing that did bum me out about it, this is more of a personal thing, is that I would have thought that as a demo, they would have, specifically for the PC players, I would have thought they would have given the PC players a chance to stress test this game against whatever machine they were playing on. But it ended up being just a 1080p resolution with like barely any graphical settings really active.
That's how the Xbox One X version was. It's like there was no 4K HDR mode or anything like that.
I sat there and I'm looking through the menu and I said, well, too bad I can't stress test this on my machine and see how, see if I can handle it, or see what is available as far as graphical settings are concerned. But that was the only thing that really bummed me out.
I'm going to tell you this right now. That aquarium ass machine you have behind you better be able to handle Anthem.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I said.
If that can't handle Anthem, I think you're canceled.
Take your ivory tower.
I wanted to, because I have mine. I'm basically running 12K right now.
Of course he is.
So, of course, I wanted to say, all right, let me see if I can run this around.
Why I have a reaction to that? I should know.
I just wanted to see if it would actually even recognize all 3 monitors.
Gosh, 12K just hurts my brain.
Here's an interesting tweet from BioWare putting out an Anthem Lee Navarro Ivory Tower edition.
It runs in 12K and comes with a life-size javelin suit.
I want a life-size javelin.
That actually would be cool.
I probably
weird small print better be
within 10 minutes of climbing into that suit. I'd be out there blowing up cars.
Trump declares a state of emergency. Why don't I have one of those things?
You're fired. But the last thing on Anthem, because I know we probably want to move on from this subject, but playing this, I'm disappointed is the wrong word, but I know a couple weeks ago I said this was kind of like my most anticipated game this year so far. And I honestly think The Division is moving past it.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
Just because
that's where I am too.
Yeah, because I don't know. I really like what we're doing with, Dark Zone Junkies and the Division stuff that we're doing, and playing the Division 1 again is kind of getting me really ready for that. So I don't know. I'm not disappointed in Anthem. I'm just my expectations for that game have changed significantly, I guess. So
based on what you guys have said tonight, you guys sound like when people got the Destiny demo.
Which one?
The first one. The alpha, where everyone's like, yeah, this is, I don't know what this is yet. And to which, I snidely want to, reply, oh, big freaking surprise. You didn't get the whole game. Of course you're not going to get the whole picture. But also
the wizard that came from the moon.
Yeah. I haven't heard anything like that. So I guess it's, better than Destiny. We can call it that. Yeah. Because there's no dumb, stupid thing like that. But yeah, this is kind of the reaction I expected. If it were the Division 2 demo and you guys were acting like this, guess what game I'm not buying? The Division 2. Just because
that's got a closed beta coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but also that's a known quantity.
Well, yeah, because of the first game. That's the thing. So I don't even need to try the beta to buy that game. Because I had it. Well, let's just change subjects and move on, because that's going to be another
conversation right there.
We're about to go on a rant, Moose.
Not a good rant, but yeah.
Go for it. Let's hear it.
I was going to say I had a lot of fun with the game. Enjoyed, the $60. I got my $60 worth out of it. I didn't do a lot of stuff with the Dark Zone, just because it was annoying as hell. I felt they didn't do a good job of balancing it if you were a player who was in it since the beginning, or you're a person who's just I'm happy and into it. If you're just popping in the Dark Zone for your first time and somebody's been playing it for a year, you're fucked.
Yeah.
They did a horrible job balancing that. So they need to do a better job of matching you with people. Hey, here's use that Dark Zone level. Okay, you're only in with somebody 2 levels above you or 2 levels below. You know what I mean? Or something like that. Just so that they're not completely and utterly destroying you and griefing you. And we already talked about that they're going to have turrets outside the entrance, so that as soon as you enter, you're not getting blasted by somebody. But I think if they cleaned up the raids a little bit, I had no problem with the sponges, the bosses being sponges, because Lee, we're used to World of Warcraft where they're fucking sponges, and so I had no problem having to put like clip upon clip in somebody.
We're used to needing to see our DPS go up.
Yes.
We're used to trying to get our DPS numbers go up.
Yes, and so like it did a good, like, I mean, it had a good job, like progression, like go get this weapon, get this, get this blueprint so that you can make this weapon, and get better gear. But I agree with Jesse. They need to streamline the numbers a little bit. Like your electronics is in the 1,000, this is in the thousands. Doggo, yeah. and then you're like, I don't like, just boil it down. Like the light number for Destiny 2 is like great because it's like I'm 260 or I'm 250, whatever. That's a lot.
You're not 8,475,000.
I'm 275,615. Damn, I need to be 622 to actually kill this boss. Like, no, just boil it down.
Not only that, but they also made it so difficult to balance all three aspects.
Yeah,
that you're trying to mix and match the right type of gear, but at the same time, okay, give me the numbers that I need. Help me find it by balancing it the right way.
Yeah, so if they fix all that, it'll be good.
And I think they learned a lot of lessons from a lot of the criticisms, which, by the way, a lot of the criticism that Division 1 had, I think they were overblown. In my opinion.
Oh, they were. A lot of it.
Plus, like a lot of it's been rebalanced anyway. Like I like going in, like how you used to go in and the game would kind of feel like if you're playing with someone even remotely higher level than you, you just get destroyed.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like that anymore. Like it actually feels like you can have a surviving chance. Like Jesse, Ed, and I were all playing the other day for something, and we were just kind of shooting stuff and. They were significantly higher level than me, and I was still like taking guys down, and it's
still enjoying it.
Yeah. It wasn't like dead,
so low level. You're like that. Like if I was that low level person, I was like, I'm not enjoying this.
Yeah,
this is not a lot of fun.
Overall, I think from the very beginning for me, it was enjoyable. I mean, I had fun. I mean, we played a few times together. I still had a ton of fun regardless. So. Yeah. And I fully enjoyed the storyline that they were developing because to me that was a great storyline. I don't know. I just think a lot of the criticisms were overblown, but they did a good job of responding, in my opinion, and changed it in a way that I think everybody could still fully enjoy the game in that iteration of it at the very end.
And what's nice is like their changes and adjustments. Gives you a good barometer of how well the sequel's going to do.
Right.
You're like, okay, they're actually listening. They're doing, they're changing this stuff. It's gonna, and then it's also like, hey, it'll come in at this level, but it could end up like way higher with adjustments and community feedback. So yeah. Anyways.
And as you mentioned, it's a known commodity, so it's something that you don't need to play the beta. You already know what's going to be out there. I already know what I'm going to do. I mean, I'm going to probably end up double dipping on it, playing it on PS4 and PC, and just because I like it that much.
Deshaun Malone, president and accounted for. How are you, sir? He's in the chat. I'm just saying hi.
Yeah, hey, Deshaun.
Yeah,
buddy.
think we should move along.
Yeah.
I guess so. It's fine.
So Division 2 going to be cool.
Yeah.
Anthem, we're not sure yet.
Yeah.
And apparently Lee still plays WoW. That's a bad thing.
I will never stop.
Yeah. Never stop stopping.
Wow.
Never stop.
He's already planned his burial rig that'll just run WoW into eternity.
Yes.
It's gonna have a mod.
My tune will forever be logged in. my Tauren hunter will always be dancing like this.
Eventually, they're gonna have flossing in WoW, and you'll just be doing.
Oh God, no! Please no. They added Stan Lee in there too most recently.
Oh, really?
Into WoW, yeah. They have there was also a memorial type of thing for Robin Williams. I think they did.
Yeah, I remember that.
Or something. Yeah, but Stan Lee's also in there. So for all the terrible things that Activision has done to Blizzard, at least Blizzard.
What if you went in there? There was this graveyard that just said, "Oh, look, Uncle Ben." Spider. That's a Spider-Man reference, I think. That's his name, right?
Yes.
Isn't that his name? Okay, good. All right, so now we're moving on to we got user questions, everybody.
By the way, I watched Infinity War this weekend.
Yeah.
I was so bored the whole movie.
Was that your first time watching it?
Yeah, that movie was so boring.
You thought it was boring?
Yeah, I was so bored.
Why are you so salty all of a sudden?
He doesn't like movies. He doesn't like music. What do you expect?
I was so bored the whole time.
Why are you so salty all of a sudden? What happened to that like happy-go-lucky Corey that I used
There was like 2 hours and 10 minutes of setup and like 10 minutes of a climax, and then
Oh, that reminds me, Lee. I still have Infinity War for you, by the way. I still have the 6 books for you.
Oh man!
Next time you come up, buddy.
That's like a year ago. We talked about that.
All right.
To be fair, I haven't seen a lot of the more recent Marvel movies, and the ones I have seen that everybody likes, I don't know why. I just don't care for them. So
you want to watch a good movie?
Yeah, got one.
Watch Sicario. I watched that this weekend.
Sicario's a good movie.
It's a really good movie. Oh man, it has nothing to do with comic books. It's an actual good movie. I'll say it just because I don't like comic books.
Facebook is reminding me that every single week last year leading up to Infinity War was filled with like a Marvel movie.
Yep,
that we watched, which I was like, that was actually a lot of fun to do that with my family.
That's cool.
Yeah, I remember you posting that.
Yeah,
we're doing this movie this week and this movie this week. Yeah,
and it was like in such a chronological order. And the person who I think enjoyed it the most was my mother-in-law, who had never seen superhero movies at all, and she totally got sucked into each and every single one of them. She was so stressed for Winter Soldier the most because of like the intensity.
That's a good movie.
She was stressed throughout the whole thing. She was just like at the edge of her seat, biting her nails, going, "What is going on? What happened to him? What's happening? Oh my God, why?" I'm going, "Whoa, take it easy."
You know why I think I was bored the whole time though is because like that movie's been spoiled for me so much over the last like 10 months that I just knew what was happening the whole time, and I'm just like, well,
that'll do it.
Yeah,
that'll do it.
I don't know. So.
Anyways. I don't know if that says something about spoilers or bad writing. It's probably bad writing.